My name is Duddy, so builds and stuff. I've got the most disgusting build for Liminality. It absolutely makes this GM feel like a cakewalk. Spirit of the Assassin, Spirit of the Synthoceps, plenty of melee damage, infinite invisibility, infinite jolting, amplified, devour, radiance, the lot, you name it, we've got it in this build. It's absolutely disgusting, trust me guys. It is so strong. You can literally walk around here without care in the world, and this build will actually let you carry. You're going to be able to go invisible from the lightning, surge, melee and normal melees and finishers. Stay with me, trust me, you want to stay for the full video. It's absolutely broken. So we'll start off with the Spirit of the Assassin. Finishes and powered melee final blows grant you invisibility. Pretty obvious, melees and finishes make you invisible. It also pairs extremely nicely with this one, Spirit of the Synthoceps, improves your melee damage when you are surrounded. I think it's like 180% damage increase on your melee. I'll check that and leave a comment in the video. But they both work perfectly together. When you pair it with the Lightning Surge aspect on the Warlock, while sliding, activate your charged melee ability to blink forward, calling down lightning strikes that jolt targets as you rematerialize. Devour is the other one that I like to pair this with. This Lightning Surge really gets you amplified as well and jolts everything. And like I said, Feed the Void is just too good not to run. You're going to instantly proc your health regeneration and get your Devour going. This is what it does. So you just go invisible from your Lightning Surge as long as you get the kill, which you will do with your Synthoceps. It kills pretty much everything anyway if you're surrounded, minus champions, but this is what it does anyway. Finishers as well. Lightning strikes also works on your ball lightning melee as well. So infinite invisibility, and like I said, it can be used just for the actual chain lightning melee as well, which I also run in this build. So you can go invisible from your lightning surge, the chain lightning, or finishers, whichever one you want, and you've pretty much got one of these available to you. Now, to buff the Synthoceps out a little bit, Facet of Courage is just one fragment to consider. Your Arc, Solar and Void abilities deal increased damage to targets afflicted with darkness debuffs. I paired that with a Cold Snap Grenade. Obviously this is stasis, it freezes, that counts as a darkness debuff. It's an extra 10% damage on top of your Synthoceps. So just before you go in and do your Chain Lightning or your Lightning Surge, you freeze them and you get an extra 10% damage on top of your Synthoceps damage as well. So I think that's pretty good. I've got another option for you as well later on in the video, but for now I'm just going to show you it all working together. Look at the state of this. You are an actual hunter, but you're a warlock. You can go invisible anytime you wish. And like I said, I'm just going to leave a couple of these clips playing out now from start to finish once you've got everything going on. You'll also notice I've got a full super and a full prismatic. Once you've got your prismatic going, it's a different level. Honest, you've just a different level, a different beast. You can do so much damage with your Synthoceps. You know you can get in there and go safe. You've got your Prismatic Grenade as well, also doing loads of work. Freezing and suppressing, really good. And you can see here how much damage this does. It's just absolutely disgusting, and it makes the hardest parts of this GM feel like an absolute breeze. Honestly, you'll see these witches and some of these tanky acolytes and knights, they're just getting absolutely demolished by the Synthoceps Lightning Surge. So strong, and again you are literally invisible whenever you wish. Song of Flame is just an obvious one to run. It's just super strong. None of the class items actually work with the Song of Flame super, but let's be honest, it doesn't need it. It's so strong anyway. So between that and your Prismatic super, you're an absolute tank. Now weapons, I really like to run ability gain weapons, so something like the Call with Demolitionist fits this perfectly. This is Strand, and then something like the new Corrasion with Pugilist. So 2 ability weapons, Demo, Pugilist and Vault Shot, things like that. They'll obviously help you grenade in your melee, and on top of that I actually found the balance of the Strand and the Arc a really good balance of dark and light for your Prismatic as well. So it's just a perfect combo. And again, some of the most difficult parts of the GM just feel like an absolute joke. You got so much damage, so much resistance, and because you're amplified all the time, you're obviously proccing your galvanic armor from the seasonal artifact. Your chain lightning melee obviously does that as well. So you've literally got Devour going, Amplified, Biotic Enhancement, Radiant going. It's just, and Invisibility. I just can't believe how easy this felt with this build. It felt like actual child's play. And again, I've done it with some LFG guys. I don't think none of them had done it before. We managed to get this done, and it was really, really good. It just felt like I was on a hunter, playing an invis hunter with like Omnioculus or something like that, just being able to go invis. In this particular GM, I would have gone absolutely flawless, but I died once, and it wasn't even nothing to do with this. It was just an Axiom Bolt that spawned in the next area, and it killed me, ironically, while I was invisible. Key mods: Invigoration, reduce melee cooldown each time you pick up an orb, and stacks on stacks. Picking up an orb of power grants you additional stack of armor. I run 2 Invigorations. One of these stacks on stacks is really important because every time you pick up an orb, it's going to double that armor charge for you. Melee kickstart: when your melee energy is fully expended, your armor charge is consumed. That's why I run the stacks on stacks, because the more armor charge you have, the more gains you get. Heavy-handed: your powered melee final blows create an orb of power, and then momentum transfer, causing damage with a grenade, reduces your melee cooldown. All these paired with your weapons that we've talked about, the pugilist weapons and the demolitionist weapons. You've always got a grenade and a melee at hand pretty much 90% of the time. It's not obviously infinite, but quite often I'm never really worried about having a melee. And even if you do, you've got a finisher. And just look at the state of this again, one of the most difficult parts of the GM, the boss room. It just felt like an absolute doddle. Really, really strong. A mod I absolutely recommend is on your class item Proximity Ward. Gain a powerful overshield while performing your finisher. Obviously your finisher is going to grant you invisibility, but this overshield is absolutely fantastic if you're using finishers, which obviously you are in this build. And in this GM I was actually using it to my advantage. I was literally manipulating this mod to get myself an overshield at times when I needed it. Really, really good mod. Definitely recommend running it. And like I said earlier on in the video, between your Song of Flame and your Prismatic Super, once you got your Prismatic Super up, you're pretty much unkillable. With your Devour, your Invisibility and everything like that. And then you've got your Song of Flame as well, going in the background. And the balance of the weapons that I mentioned earlier, the Strand and the Arc, really do help you Prismatic. Now, Facet of Courage, this is just something I wanted to sort of talk to you about. This is the other option I mentioned to you. This is one way to deal extra damage to targets afflicted by stasis. But if you put Facet of Dominance on, where it'll make your arc grenades jolt, you could put Storm Grenade on there for even more amplified. Like I said, it was just an extra option between that and your Chain Lightning. It's just an option, whatever you wanted to do. Obviously, the more amplified, the more jolting you're going to do, the more galvanic armor you're going to have up, more amplified. But for me personally, I really prefer the Cold Snap Grenade to proc your Facet of Courage. Just getting that extra damage on a single target at least to proc your invisibility. That's what I prefer, but you may prefer getting more amplified. That's entirely up to you. Now, in the next part of the video, I'm going to go over all of my fragments and stuff like that, but I'll also leave a dim link in the video description, and I'm also going to leave a build card at the end of the video as well. Now, the first fragment that is really important is Facet of Dawn. Powered melee hits against targets make you radiant. Powered melee final blows, which you do all of the time, make you in an air battle as radiant, so you're going to make yourself and your teammates radiant all of the time with this build as well. The next one is Facet of Balance. Rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy. With darkness damage, it grants grenade energy. Your Strand, Sidearm, the Call, and the Arc Corrosion Pulse Rifle also work really nicely with this. With the Pugilist and with the Demolitionist, it's all working nicely together to give you loads of ability regen. The next one is Facet of Courage. We've already covered this one. It makes your Arc, Solar, and Void abilities do increase damage to targets afflicted by darkness debuff, an extra 10% damage on top of your Synthoceps. That's the one I prefer. Facet of Protection. While surrounded by combatants, you're more resistance. And while you're transcendent, the effect is increased. It's just a no-brainer. Absolutely brilliant fragment. And then Facet of Sacrifice. While you're an Arc, Solar, or Void buff ability, final blows grant darkness transcendent energy. You get plenty of darkness transcendent energy risk because you've always got your Devour and your Amplified going. I just want to highlight this again a little bit because you've seen a lot of me sliding about doing the melees like so, but you can actually just do it as good with the Chain Lightning. This is also just as good in certain situations. So like again, just having that Synthoceps going with the Chain Lightning melee, which jolts loads of targets, making you amplified. Really, really good. You've got your finishers as well. I'm going to leave the build card now. Here's the build card, courtesy of my friend over on Twitter, Mr. Slayer God. Absolutely banging infographics. I'll also leave a dim link, like I said, in the video description. You'll have to let me know what you think of this video, if you found it good, found it helpful. If you did enjoy it, let me know. Thumbs up helps the video, and a follow. I'm always looking for more subscribers. Try and push that 10k mark. I hope you found it helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.